This isn't over. That lady has not yet signed.
Good evening. Welcome to this meeting of the Old Kings Highway Committee of the Town of Yarmouth, which is being held in accordance with Chapter 470 of the Acts of 1973 as amended. It is 7:15 p.m. on Monday, May 23rd, 2022, and we are at the Yarmouth Town Hall Hearing Room located at 1146 Route 28, South Yarmouth. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, considering certain COVID-19 measures, this meeting is run in a hybrid mode. So we will be talking to people that are not present here, but they'll be on Zoom connections. There are 7 new applications for certificates of appropriateness and 2 applications that were tabled from a prior meeting, which will be held this evening in the order listed on the agenda. Please be reminded that our committee's main purpose is to review items for appropriateness and setting, and it's the responsibility of the applicant to comply with regulations of other town boards and departments, including the building department, conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and the sign inspector. You should know that there is a 10 calendar day appeal period starting once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Any person aggrieved by our decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission of the Old Kings Highway. Our office administrator will be happy to answer any questions with respect to that process. So the first item on our agenda is concerned with construction of a new single-family residence at 47 Nickerson Farm Way. Dan Christopoulos is the owner, and ERT Architects is the agent. And we have a gentleman from ERT here.
No, I'm Dan Christopoulos. I'm the owner.
Okay, Dan.
Eric Tully had a conflict with Dennis tonight, so
Oh dear.
I'm trying to wing this myself.
He's still getting his baby teeth out?
Maybe.
So. Is this the last lot in that area now?
Yes, it is.
Is this the spares? This second page.
Yeah, they've all come before us over the years. So there's a bit of topology here with dropping off away from the house.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Your decision to go with board and batten on the front.
Yes. Going with the farm look, Nickerson Farm Way. It's kind of a modern a look that looks, I think, will look good in the neighborhood. That was the choice.
Okay.
Are there any of the board and batten homes in that neighborhood?
I do in that direct neighborhood, not right now. A lot of them are I think we would call them some.
Did you find that?
A lot of them are like the cedar shakes. Most of them. There are some that are the planks. I think what they call them. A little nervous here. I think what they call them.
Clapboard?
Clapboard, yeah, Clapboard, yeah.
Some houses are clapboard in the front and cedar shakes in the side. and
Yeah,
rear.
a lot
That's
of
the
that.
big Popular Cape Cod style.
I think I saw one house that was T111 too.
Richard, may I ask a question? It's Liz coming at you over remote.
Right, Liz, you have seen all this material?
I have, yes.
Good.
And I wanted to ask about the brick veneer. Is that copacetic to y'all?
What is it?
There's a brick veneer
I have,
that's proposed.
It's below
Is that
the
over
board.
here?
I have a sample right here.
I don't find fault with it, but I was taken aback a wee bit.
Is that concealing a foundation behind it?
Partially, it'll be partially the foundation, and I believe right up to the bottom of the windows.
How high does the foundation extend below the window? How much
I think it was like
veneer is
30
above the foundation level?
I say 30 inches.
30 inches?
maybe. Yeah. So I think it's a total of 40 inches from the ground, bottom of the foundation to the bottom of the windowsill.
You have
That'll
a,
be right across I'm sorry, it'll be just right across the front of the house. It's not going to be on the sides. The sides, the windows will be a little higher, and the rear of the house will be a little higher too.
I'm curious, are you part of ERT or is this home being built for
it's not.
you?
I'm the homeowner.
So it's not a spec house being built specifically for you?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry.
do you happen to have a sample of the true exterior material?
Yeah. Five-inch one here
And so this is what goes.
on the sides of the house.
Mhm.
What are you using for the board and batten?
The board mat is this material's already been approved. I got this from Shepley. Shepley provided that for this house.
Okay.
Is it
And
wood
you-
or is it synthetic? You go with that
It's-
color?
It's
It's
a
hardy,
simple,
I believe, hardy board. Well, this color here is that's raw. That's not painted or treated or anything. And that's right in the back. And I'm painting it like
Okay. And what are you going to use for this?
this
You're gonna
color,
use-
color be right here.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard.
It's okay. I'm all right with it. It happens.
So which, the natural blend?
That's this.
That is the natural blend right there.
This one here is true natural, but this is a darker one now.
Mhm.
We're going a little, we have the light, and then medium and a dark, more like right in the middle,
Mhm.
And then white on the board and batten.
right on the border.
Are there shutters on the house?
No shadows.
No shutters.
Thank you.
Let's see these. White. And this one's this is here. This right here. Kind of tiny.
Oh,
Is
how
that the color you're
interesting.
gonna use?
And that's about 30 inches
Yeah.
so it
above
has
ground.
texture. Yeah, similar to-
I'll give you the sample in a minute.
Right.
So which one are we
So they're
talking about?
they're using this natural blend, which is over here, but they're using the medium one instead. This is the light,
Okay.
and they're gonna use the medium color. A little dark. So which is the brick that he wants to do? This color? And what's the color of the board and batten?
White.
White in here. So Richard says these doors, this part of the house is from the roof right here. This is coming out. And this space is gonna be like facing like an L.
That's the
Like it was architectural. Okay. Facing. So this is kind of conceiving it looks flat.
Yeah, it's an architectural.
And that's it.
Certainly architectural
Sails
shingle
remove
on the roof.
line down here.
I see. Yeah.
For the sake of Liz, would you mind holding up one of those samples? Like,
Richard's not happy with that.
view of the camera. This third, that one over there on the walls.
Okay.
Thanks, that's perfect, just so it's flashed out to all the audience and me too. So that's the veneer. Yeah. Awesome, thank you. And I am curious about the board and batten, if that was what was being passed around. I grew up in a board and batten house.
Those are the shingles on the three sides. She should have that, but
I do, so that's not what the sample is. Okay. No problem. And then you have the black metal roofs over the front set of windows too, to sort of complete the farmhouse thing. Thanks, Dan. That's fine.
what color you said, gray? Gray? I'm sorry. Okay. And which one you choose, the natural? Natural blend, okay. And this is, what's the material?
It's a composite. It's not Hardy Plank. It's a separate company.
Oh, this is made by certain people too? Okay.
So getting back to the issue of the brick veneer. So the top of the foundation wall behind the veneer carries all the way around the perimeter of the house. Is that correct?
No, it's with the. Must. Foundation is visible all the way around.
Side one brings it down.
Okay.
It's on the front.
And back is too.
It's the first floor.
I believe the elevation is more visible in the front than the back of the house.
So just dealing with the front then, it would seem to me that it would make more visual logic to have the top of the veneer stop at the top of the foundation wall so that you have your board and batten below the windowsill. Do you follow what I'm saying? I
Yes.
think that would make kind of a nicer, more complete look.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I mean, the veneer has a logic if it's to conceal the foundation wall. If it extends above the foundation wall, it looks a little, I think it looks a little awkward extending 30 inches above the foundation wall right to the bottom of the windows.
But you're not going to see the foundation wall.
I understand that, but my suggestion is carry that board and batten down to the top of the brick veneer, which is situated at the top of the foundation wall. And then you have
It would just be
board and
12
batten
inches.
under the window.
Okay. Excuse me one second. Can you bring up that picture of that house? Original one?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, do you, so he's asking you if the foundation wall comes right up to the bottom of the windows.
No, it does not.
It doesn't. So he's suggesting you stop the veneer wherever the foundation wall stops, and that would leave a little more room for the board and batten to go under the windows, because I do agree with him that it kind of looks cut off a little bit under the window with this brick. I think it would be nicer if you had the board and batten going across the bottom of the window,
Underneath.
and then having the brick come up to the level of the foundation.
Okay.
So you're concealing that.
I'm trying to get a picture now to show you what it looks like when it goes up to actually goes up to the window. actual live house of what it looks like. So you can make, maybe it'll look better or worse.
Uh,
And it's about this,
About the
same
same.
colors and everything, so.
And so this, the sill is white.
So is this top course of the brick gonna stick out? This looks like it's sticking out a little bit like a
Yeah.
trim.
That's a true brick.
That's a true brick. You're gonna have a true brick? Oh, the whole thing is true brick, you're saying? Yes, but are you saying this picture is true brick?
That one's true. brick.
Okay, and
This would be-
so on your veneer, you will not have what looks like a little trim top,
What they do is they put a little,
like a cap or
yeah,
something?
there's kind of flashing cap or something. I'm not sure what they call it.
So I think that creates a bit of a differential between the brick and the,
Right. they're
board
gonna blend-
batten.
They have something that they. blend
Sorry.
some kind of
Yeah.
shooter or something.
that doesn't look too bad like
No.
that, so. But I do like that little look of the, see how that there's like a course of brick that looks
It's okay.
like it's proud. Right there,
Yeah.
I don't know. Small potatoes, really.
Please, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay. Is that the similar color what you're,
Yes,
because yours looks a little darker, but.
So
that's the closest I can get.
when
I
it's
think
in the sun.
That's the closest I can get to that. That was the original.
Oh, that's
original
really
plan.
helpful to see that. Whoops. Where's this house?
That was the south.
Oh, okay.
When you're trying to find a farmhouse. you go
And
like
there's a 4/1.
Four over
4/1. So what's this roof material here?
That's a metal roof.
So this is just like in this
Spindle.
picture. That's a same thing on there. It's like a little mini farmer's market.
Gray.
Oh, Gray Farm. Okay, I know where that is. Pretty sure. Yeah, I got it.
No, I'm sorry, Nicholson Farm Road.
Metal roof
This,
will be here, this will be a metal roof here.
Okay.
This will be
It's a metal roof
here,
in here
and a
too.
metal roof here.
What about in the back? Right? There any roofs in the rear? What's the total square footage?
I'm not really sure what it would actually be. There's an unfinished bonus bedroom above,
Okay,
the same thing, 2,200.
just curious. Thank you.
these two windows flush or they boxed out here and
They're
here,
gonna be separate windows, but they're gonna be put right in together.
yeah, them all together. But they're not forward of the
No.
surface here.
They're
They're not boxed out.
probably boxed right in.
So you're proposing black windows with white trim, is that right?
I have a problem with this roof. I'll tell you why. This is the two-dimensional picture, doesn't look so bad. But three-dimensional, three-dimensionally, this garage comes forward about 24 feet. But this really is way up here. So as you drive in your driveway, the first thing you see is the garage. And it's jazzed up with this hood. Whereas the attractive part of the house is here, and that's where you drive up to the front door and go into the garage. So this takes away from the main part of the house.
This is the garage here.
This is the
Yes.
garage. You come in,
You drive in this way to the garage.
two-car garage with two separate doors.
But these are all forward facing. The three metal roofs are all forward facing. That's why it would be two and it would be off on this side. That's why we ran the three together.
So this is out 24 feet. I just mentioned it. From this wall is forward because it drops back some to this. I just think it detracts from, your focus when you're driving. You shouldn't be looking toward the front door, not towards a window.
The entrance, if you look on you have the site plan,
Mhm.
the driveway swings out over this way because we had to stay away from the wetlands. So you're gonna be driving in, so you're actually gonna be driving in like this, coming like this way right here.
So this is where you want to see. That's good looking. And then the garage doors, as long as you're using decent garage doors,
Right.
look fine. And this is kind of extraneous.
I see. So this is this gable end in the garage.
Yeah.
It's in this way.
Where's the,
It's like an L. This one is.
Right, it's an L shape, the house. But if you're looking at it from the road, you're gonna see this, and this. If you're driving up to it, coming in, you're not gonna see this, but from the driveway, I believe, is about 180 feet. So it'll kind of look,
here. Yeah. So this is really extraneous, I think. And the advancing up here detracts from this main attraction.
Although you probably don't see it though, Richard, when you're driving this way, you're not going to see that.
Well, I
So
put
it's
it there. Windows.
And that's
are
like
there.
we're parking to the side of the garage.
well, it's there to accent the other two metal roofs. It's almost like putting like one,
Carry the theme- Like to carry the theme across.
correct.
Because the roof isn't necessary. It's just an accent really, right?
Right.
So the garage doors form an L with the house. Is that what you're saying? You got the
Yes.
front door of the house and the garage is here, right?
Yes, the roof the
See
metal
this?
roof he's talking about is the one that's on this side right here.
Yeah, they've got one.
But your view from the road will be here, and you'll
Policy.
see 1, 2, and 3, the 3 metal roofs. There's a metal roof here, and a metal roof here.
And the doors are here.
Correct. There probably might be like maybe a small like planter in here, but we're planting tons of new like wildflowers and a lot of things for conservation.
Which is kind of extraneous.
We'll have fun when it's doing it.
Yeah. Looks good. But I don't think that people are going to notice it so much. I don't know, what are your feelings about boarding that? And
It's okay. It's a farm. Design house, and that's a beaten track. And similar. Very good. Was Warren Philbrick involved in this at all?
Yeah, he sold me the property.
He actually built the first house in there. I guess he owned
Yes,
3 or 4 lots.
This is his driveway.
And that first house is sort of contemporary farmish as well.
the original owner of the whole farm is sitting back there too, the daughter.
So I thought this kind of ties in with what's there already.
Yeah,
With the daughter in the back row, that brings up a question about support and abutters. And is she here because she likes your design?
oh yes, she is, she doesn't live there. She's not in a butter.
But she's here because she likes the design?
No, because her daughter is my fiance.
The truth will out.
are there any other abutters? Are there any abutters?
Real abutters, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm not gonna be.
Then,
I'm not gonna-
and what is your feeling as an abutter? Are you in favor? Are you in favor
I know.
of the design? Have you seen it?
I-
I'm sorry, have you seen the design? Have you seen the design of the house?
Have I seen the designs of the house? No, I haven't.
Oh, so, but you're as an abutter, are you here in favor or neutral?
I'm totally cool with it. As long as my wetlands don't get wetter, I'm good.
I think Dan has done an extraordinary job of representing the plans. Good for you, Dan.
Thank you. Just don't call me Eric.
No, we won't.
Are you all done your query on this? I move to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Excuse me, aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
Now, one thing before you go. You need to sign a document that just says that if you can make any changes before, we'd like to know
Okay.
in advance. Sometimes we go out to the, after it's been framed and we see 3 or 4 extra windows, etc.
Yeah, well, extra rooflets. So who's doing the standing seam? That's not a certainty product, is it? The metal?
No, we're getting from Shepley. I'm not sure who's installing that. First.
It's pretty set back. We drove, well, I went down there and looked at it. You can,
We put a lot of thought into it, trying to take into consideration neighbors.
yeah.
It wasn't so nice when we bought
I'm
it.
sure.
But that's what I liked about it.
You have to be nervous.
Expression that antiquarians use. Poverty is the ally of preservation.
Yeah.
Heard that one.
The ally of a lot of things.
Yeah.
This is Liz. I guess I have a question about point of order. Lisa, do I have to come in and sign that approval?
Right. But there's no rush.
Right, but I should make a trip.
Thank
Okay.
you. Good luck.
Good luck with it. Dan.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is to install 28 solar panels on the roof of 23 Canterbury Road. It's the Storigian family LTD is the owner, and Solar Wolf is the agent. And I think we have suburban field. John, okay,
You don't,
good.
there is no agent.
So I just want to say that I don't really think we should be entertaining any of these applications while the company is still in a state of flux. Wolf is not functioning at the moment, right?
No,
So
that's
I,
on my knowledge, I don't know.
so
May
I don't see.
may I
And the-
interject? Oops. There was a note that went out from the
Finish your
town administrator.
See if it was- Everyone's seen
We've received it.
it.
And I just, if we haven't got a company that we can deal with, I don't think we should be dealing with this issue at this time.
Contrary to that, what we're being asked is if we do find that these plans are acceptable, it will be a big boon to the people who have now spent a great deal of money to get their solar panels, to have this one detail taken care of. it doesn't affect one way or another. The fact that Solar Wolf is no longer doing business is immaterial to getting the approval of a plan. The plan would be what is followed. So that if, like any plan that you approve, if there's any change, it would have to come back to you. But we've been asked, and this comes from the town of Yarmouth, please approve where it is appropriate so that these people are not any more burdened than they already are.
Everyone has received that letter. We don't need to go over it any further. The point is that we have a job before us, and you're putting up, says 28 solar panels on the roof. And let's go through the paperwork on this and see how it looks to us.
Well,
We're not going to
before,
make any decisions now. 10 minutes from now, maybe.
So you want to see something? Or? Like-
So I drove by the property today and when I turned down Avon Road, I could fully see the back of the house from Avon Road.
Yeah,
So solar panels in the back of the house would be fully visible from Avon Road.
yeah. He would need to collect letters from all three, I think, what is it, 4 houses in there
That
on
doesn't-
Avon Road.
That's not in the bulletin. That you can
that's not
bypass.
part of the bulletin
You can
list.
you can't bypass the regulations of the bulletin just by collecting signatures of your abutters.
Just, yeah, letters from abutters are just,
Letters from abutters.
adjunct to these decisions. But the rules of the board are still in place.
Right. Now, it is it's a dead end road. There are 4 houses on it. We go back to a lot of what we've talked about when we dedicated Merchant Way as an area that would be allowed to do solar. If all of the neighbors wanted it, then it would probably be another candidate for, okay, well, you can't say that the 4 people who travel this road should be denied it. But that's not the case here. The letters do not exist. So I don't think we can approve it, but I think that's an important note to be made to people who are trying to get their projects approved.
Liz, are you sure you're thinking of 23 Canterbury? Or are you
Yeah,
thinking? of
It's
the-
Avon Road I think it has 4 houses on it.
Yeah, it's
Well,
maybe.
there's a lot of other roads.
maybe-
But
There's a
there,
lot of other
but
roads there.
Canterbury,
Canterbury, but you can't see the solar panels from Canterbury. You can only see them from Avon, and Avon's a dead end,
Only 2 houses, I think.
2 houses. I mean, it's just a tiny
3.
little
Excuse me.
dead end.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
I go back to my statement that if these applications are under the Wolf Company, we should not be dealing with it because Wolf is defunct at the moment, and these should be tabled until such time as some other company is representing.
I agree, because any other vendor, under what obligation would any other vendor be to follow the plans developed by Solar Wolf?
They would be under the obligation of like anybody. Last week we approved, or 2 weeks ago, we approved a Solar Wolf project. And Solar Wolf was not in existence. So I don't believe that there's any bearing on us doing our job. When an application comes in front of us, we are to either deny it or approve it. And the outcome of the Solar Wolf issue is secondary. It's not for us to make a decision. That's going to be worked out by powers that are not at the table tonight.
So if we were to make a decision tonight, I would move to deny since the roof is visible clearly from Avon.
It's very visible. I drove out. there.
Right.
I second that.
Okay. All those in favor of denying this application?
Aye.
Aye.
What's the reason for denial?
Fully visible from Avon. The bulletin says that solar panels cannot be visible from a public road. And they're visible from Avon, fully visible from Avon. It's unfortunate.
Wow. It's unbelievable. Okay.
We're continuing?
Continuing the vote.
Bob?
we are.
Yeah.
I'm going to abstain. I actually consulted with our lawyer this afternoon about this issue. And in the interest of fairness, I feel that I should communicate publicly what his feelings are about the applications, the Solar Wolf applications that are on the agenda tonight, given the fact that Solar Wolf has effectively closed up shop. And his opinion is that we should consider the application without regard to that
Right,
reality.
which is what my
That
motion.
we should
Rule on the merits.
we should rule on the merits, and any other company that picks up this project will have to adhere to Solar Wolf's design, the array, where they're located, or come back to us with proposed changes to the design. So,
We're voting on this as we see it. and
Putting
We
on the
are.
design, not in Solar Wolf.
They're very visible.
yeah, the reason why I agree with that too. The reason why I'm voting to abstain is because we are, although not governed by the opinion of abutters, we are influenced by their opinion. And that was clearly demonstrated. Elizabeth is correct on the Merchant Avenue application. It could be argued that this is even more of a cul-de-sac in that it only involves 3 houses than Merchant Avenue, which comprises, I don't know, 30 some houses.
Yeah, well, the problem though is that when you go in Canterbury, it goes off into, there must be 150 houses in there,
Right.
in that section.
But it is true that the panels are not visible from Canterbury. That's
That's true.
factually true.
I know.
And it is true that Avon is a cul-de-sac. I am tempted to call it Avon Extension because of course it carries through on the other side of Canterbury too, heading,
The other way.
Is
Yeah,
the one
heading
where
east.
you can
East.
see them a dead end? Is that a dead end or are there?
No,
Yes.
it's
what
a
you
dead
say, There's
end.
2 houses there?
3.
Correct.
No, you
Yeah.
can't even see the one house.
So anyway, to justify my vote, I would like to hear from abutters, or at least read letters from abutters. And if you were to have those letters in hand, that they were happy with solar panels within their view on Avon Extension, as I'm going to call it,
Okay.
that would sway my decision mightily, because we are moving in the direction of exempting areas in the historic district.
We can't do that. What we did last 2 weeks ago was a mistake. We really can't.
Well, okay, it was a
If you
mistake.
Read the bulletin,
Yeah.
and you need to have a town meeting to do something like that.
Oh, all right.
That's right, you didn't.
Okay. Well,
Big mistake.
okay.
How come I can drive down streets and see solar panels? I'm a
Yeah.
little confused.
There's a couple that are atrocious that
Yeah,
were
well, these
approved
aren't
about
atrocious,
10 or
but-
15 years ago.
I can see probably hundreds of houses
But are they in Old Kings Highway north of 6A?
north of
That
6A.
section there is.
Yeah.
I think,
See, that's
3
it's all
houses.
north of 6A.
Yeah, there's some, not hundreds, but yeah, there are. There are plenty.
That's also true, that your property is north of 6A. It's a little bit more sensitive historically speaking than south of 6A where Merchant Avenue is.
One of the houses that it was approved on was a 2-story colonial. And at the time, there were a lot of trees in front between the house was set back like 150 feet from the road. And it was like wooded area in front of it.
Yeah.
And so they were hardly visible at all. And it was a 2-story colonial with a relatively low pitched roof. So they weren't that visible. There's another house, you have to go way up adjacent to the golf course, I think, at Kingsway. And that was at a cul-de-sac. So it really was off the beaten track. It's about as far as you can go
Mhm.
in that neighborhood. And there on the side of the house, there were a roof that we put solar panels on. That was approved. The third house in the area got approved, I don't know how, but the whole roof was basically covered with solar panels. And it ended up that the house looked like a solar panel holder, not like a house, you know. And recently they took them all off and redid the roof. I don't know if it was starting to leak or what, but maybe they were changing the color of the roof to
Mhm.
black,
Mhm.
which you could do without even coming before us if you're going to switch to a black roof. And then they were, when I visited there at that time, all the solar panels like in the driveway, and it was in the middle of the operation. But that house stands out as one that we really don't want that to happen again. The other two, you know, you could
I can't see
You
where this would be a
understand
real
why
problem, but
they happen.
it's your job, your jurisdiction, I guess. So, and I also think, if I'm not mistaken, of those two houses, I think one of them already has solar panels, but I have to check on that,
On Avon, you mean?
on Avon. Did you notice that?
I didn't go all the end. I just went far enough to see the back of the house.
I didn't see any houses with solar panels on Avon.
Okay, I'll check it out again. but
So,
I-
Mr. Chairman,
Couldn't see them.
I understand you. Our Merchant Avenue vote was a mistake because it was in violation of the bulletin.
Yeah.
We had no authority to declare Merchant Avenue a solar exempt.
Area, no.
Okay,
So where does that vote stand then?
Maybe we'd have to-
I,
Does the vote okay, but the exempt area is not?
I don't think so.
Huh.
You'd really have to go back and look.
So
at
you
that.
don't think the vote is okay either?
No.
Okay.
The,
what's the remedy? I mean, this is off the subject, I realize,
This
but,
one, we just took a vote, right?
well, we haven't finished the
haven't
vote. We haven't
finished
finished the vote.
I didn't, and she didn't.
Okay,
And I didn't.
okay.
So, so what are we voting on? To deny it?
The motion was to deny.
Okay. Um, Having listened to your dissertation, though, I'm just wondering where we stand with that.
It's not clear to me at all where we stand.
Well, I
Um,
mean, the other option I think would be to withdraw the motion and make a motion to table it until he can bring in letters from abutters.
I think that's probably.
Well,
best.
except then we're back in the same spot that we were with Merchant Avenues,
Mhm.
aren't we?
No, because we're not declaring it an exempt district. We're just permitting him to do them on the rear of the house, which is only,
And I think we can depend on letters at this point then, if we're not going to declare exemptions for every group of letters we get. We can still depend on letters.
for a
in this
house,
Situation
for a
per
home.
house. And if you can get
I
letters,
appreciate that.
because you are in a pretty out of the way place on a
Very much,
dead end street.
very much so, really.
So I think,
Okay, I want to say something about the letters, because the letters that were presented to us, we saw 4 out of 14 letters, and they really weren't much more than notes, just quickly handwritten, not even in alignment notes. You only have 3 to get. They should be thoughtful letters, signed, dated, so that we have some conviction that your neighbors are happy with your solar
That
panels.
they exist.
not just
right?
acquiescing.
Right, and not just here, I'm at the door, sign this,
No, no.
okay?
No, no. I respect the neighbors. I mean,
No, I understand, I understand. I think it would be important to have that, those arrows in your quiver, just
okay.
from harmony,
Yes.
for neighborly harmony.
I got a note actually that I thought one of the neighbors was going to be here. I didn't even know about that, but I did get
Okay.
I got an email just a little while ago. I wasn't even
We'll
going to
put those
come.
things together and we'll, I think,
So as far as the vote now, there are two for denial that doesn't fly. So we'll have to have a new motion.
Can I withdraw my
The
motion?
would be to table it. And
Well, first of all, I have to withdraw the
I have to,
previous
I have to
motion.
withdraw my
Okay.
motion.
A motion to
Okay, so
withdraw.
I'm going to withdraw my motion to deny.
I'll second it.
all in favor of withdrawing the motion?
Aye.
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 Thank you, Liz.
Okay, now,
So I want to make a motion to table this request until you can bring in letters from abutters.
Fine, thank you.
Second,
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Liz?
Me too.
aye.
Thank you. Okay. So,
I want to say I'm off the record or on the record because we're being recorded that this conversation and the decision makes me very proud of this committee. Thank you.
now
Thank you.
the next item is also, but now
Well,
on,
so you're all set. You'll
No.
just be put
Oh,
on.
no, He's
Oh,
he's
I'm
got the
sorry,
next
you're
one
not
too.
all set?
I'm saving my,
another
my
one.
energy.
he has another item.
Oh,
He
same,
does?
same applicant.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, It's to, at 53 Aunt Doris
Oh.
Lane, 12 solar panels.
I'm going into,
And
I'm going
these
into
are
the
on
solar
rear of the
business.
house. And
You won't have as much competition. as
That,
you
that
would.
house isn't even visible from the road at all.
Track
Right.
that dude down that took off.
That house is,
Yeah, I couldn't even see the existing ones.
Right.
Yeah, you can't see it unless you're,
unless you drive down the driveway.
A
Yeah.
bird.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
okay, all those in
Aye.
favor? Aye.
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 Good, okay.
yes. All right, thank you. Now we got to find a solar installer, correct?
Yes, and we will.
Now, what
Can't
what
can't
we,
install with broken arms.
what we've
Good point.
approved, what we've approved is to put 12 solar panels, black,
Yes, sir.
Oh.
of the order of 335 watts. These are the ones that are specified in this document. Now, if this company goes out of business and you end up getting a different type of solar panel, a different color and wattage, then you'd have to come back to us to get that approved. This is not
Yeah.
a carte blanche, anything you want to put on at this point. What we've approved is what's stated in this document.
12 solar panels on the rear of the house.
Yeah, but
I already have panels on my garage.
garage, I know.
Yes, so they'd probably be the same panels. Would that be acceptable?
The problem is, there are so many out there and so many different wattages. Now, the thing, we're getting 400 watt units coming before us routinely. And have to get literature at home. You can buy them up to like 560 watts,
Really?
and they're all different dimensions. Years ago, when I got mine, they were all about 5 foot by 40 inches. Now they're
They're bigger.
66 inches, 45 inches. It varies all over,
Okay.
really. And some are black, completely black. Some are kind of blue with a silver border,
Gotcha.
big variation. So,
I wasn't aware of that.
No.
I had planned to put the same panels that were on my garage roof.
No.
the problem is
No?
that the Solar Wolf deal with the Yarmouth, solarized Yarmouth, was to put just the 335 watt
Sun power.
black panels, and that was it. I considered putting some on my house, but I already had 12, well, I have 24 blue solar panels. And black solar panels on the same roof as blue ones would look kind of lousy.
Black and blue.
So I mean, it was really
never
a
seen
good deal
blue.
financially.
Yeah,
I could have saved $10,000 instead of getting blue ones.
gotcha.
And so everyone got attracted to the price. And the fact that the 335, I would have gotten myself more like 375 or 400. But
Watts.
I wouldn't have gotten 335s myself, but the price was right. If you want to look at,
Yeah, price was right for the Solaria Yarmouth too.
right.
Real right.
We're working on it.
Okay, that's a good thing.
All right.
It's a good thing. Well,
Okay.
So
here, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think you're.
Go
all-
Celtics, right?
I just,
Oh, yeah.
So Jay, you
I
need to
would ask
sign
him to
this
sign
one
the
document.
document though. Keep us clear.
You're welcome.
Hey,
Right,
Thoughtful-
on the
Thoughtful
other,
letters.
on the other one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All
All
right,
right.
good night.
Good night.
Okay, so this one is approved. This. On all these things, somebody appealed afterwards. And it gone to court.
Yeah.
We need to have
Yeah, we should,
a T's clause increased to us,
Yeah.
Okay. So this one, this table. Item 4 is concerned with replacing the roof, replacing some double hung windows and a casement window, gliding window, slider, front entry door, and replacing a back door at 964 Route 6A. It's owned by 964 Route 6A Realty Trust. And John Nash is the agent. Is John Nash here? Is he online?
Excuse me.
Synthetic.
Order.
Oh, he's the agent. Is John Nash available? Let's see him listed.
Someone, there's a JN in the online.
Online. He's muted and no video.
Let's see if we can get him. Yeah, it's like they're doing a rebuild of this house. Fairly straightforward.
John, speak.
John, are you there?
He's not muted, so we should be able to hear him.
I see a hand wave.
Yeah. John, say something. John Nash, speak.
Well, I think maybe we should.
Yeah,
table
I move to table to the end of the meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor of tabling to the end of the meeting?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
thank you. And in the next item, at 194 Union Street, the homeowner is Gladys Aquino, and she wants to construct a gazebo in the backyard, which is not exactly the back. Hi, good evening.
Are there any abutters to this property or other interested parties who would like to address us on this application?
Yeah, the location is really behind a 6-foot stockade fence, right?
I believe so. I just want to say something before we proceed. English is my second language, so in case I don't understand something, I have my daughter with me so she can help me translate.
You're doing
Why
fine.
don't you bring her right up to the table?
Welcome.
You're doing fine. You can
Thanks.
understand. We have trouble with English too.
Tricky language.
So there's a picture in here. It looks like the roof is green. Is that,
Oh, well.
I almost corrected.
It's a dark
Roof
green.
of- The roof of the gazebo.
that the color that you're proposing is a dark green?
For
It
that.
should be black, at least the information online says black. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that.
And the finished height at the highest point of the gazebo is about 10 feet, is that right?
Yes.
123 inches.
Yes.
So it would be slightly visible from Union, but not, if it's black, it's probably going to blend in pretty well.
Yeah.
What color is the roof on your house? Is it gray, dark gray?
Gray, yeah.
But the shutters are black, right? The shutters on your
Shutters
house.
are
Looks like.
green.
Oh.
Are they? You have a picture of the house.
On the side of the
They're
house.
pretty dark. They look like black.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Usually on gazebos, they make them completely out of wood. And they make the shingles on the roof the same color as the house. And in this case, it's a metal roof,
Yes.
a plain metal. No, it's a powdered finish. It could be quite visible and glistening.
You know if it's a shiny finish? Is the finish shiny? It's hard to
I-
tell from the picture.
Yeah,
Not
this
sure.
picture. Let's look. Maybe it's eggshell. But this is a presumably black also, or dark brown.
But the base is made of cedar.
Yes.
I think it's handsome. I like it.
It's a fairly gradual pitch to the roof on the gazebo,
Yeah, about, 2 inch.
which is a mitigating factor in terms of visibility from Union Street.
Yeah.
It sticks up above the fence quite a bit.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
but 6 feet. So what are the abutters feeling about this?
Have you seen it at all?
Is this in a butter?
Do you want to come up to the microphone, sir? Why don't you come up individually?
Both of you,
Oh, go ahead.
Sure.
you both the butters?
Yes,
Two
I'm-
separate butters?
yes. I'm directly behind
Okay,
29 Starbuck. My concern is I don't know the placement of it. I don't object to a gazebo on its own, but what is the placement of it behind the stockade fence? So
How far behind is your question?
how far, or is it
It's very close to the
is it
fence.
directly out my back door, or is it left, right?
No, it's right behind the fence.
it's
Looks like.
behind their driveway fence. It's pretty far forward.
Yeah, so hadn't seen that. It sounds like it's a nice design. And then just generally, how big is it?
It's 12 by 10.
12 by 10, so how many people?
How many people?
In a gazebo, generally, you can sit.
Well, we have a table that fits 6 people. 6.
Because there's been some nights over there that you and I both know it's been more than 6 over.
Oh, yeah.
So just didn't want that to become an issue over time where it's a every night party. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
But can I see a picture?
Yeah.
John, you want?
So, sir, before you leave the podium,
Yes.
so what's your feeling?
If it's far enough away, my patio sits directly behind in the middle of my property. So as long as it's offset one way or the other, because if this is high above, it is a gradual pitch, but there's a good, from my patio up, it's probably 5 feet to their backyard. So they'd be 10 feet at some point where they could actually just sort of look down. So if it's offset, I don't have an issue.
It's also pretty
These
far
lots are
forward.
About 100 by 100.
Sorry?
These lots about 100 by 100.
Yeah, mine's bigger. Mine goes across.
Right, yours is in the back here.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're proposing to have it close to the front of their lot,
Yeah, they have a patio up there.
right behind that, right on the patio, right behind the fence.
On the patio.
Near the shed.
It would be about 50 feet from the property line to the back of it,
It looks like a nice design. So
about 50 feet.
What color are the shutters on this house?
We just asked that.
Black.
They're black?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that'll tie into the roof of the
Mhm.
thing. Okay.
So did the other gentleman wish to address us?
My name is John Williams. I am south of them, but directly abutting the property. I would ask, and I don't know the answer to this, does this board have the ability to make a judgment based on something like noise?
I'm
Or is
sorry.
this only a visual issue that you're considering here tonight?
Yes,
Yes.
It's only visual.
yes.
Okay, so if I had an objection based on what I thought was additional activity and noise, what would be my way of addressing that?
Well, the thing is, there's a patio there now.
Yes,
And so you probably have a table to eat out once in a while on the patio. And so this just provides them the ability to do that in the rain.
Or in the shade.
Yeah, I don't think the noise level will change just because there's a gazebo there.
Or the activity.
They're just moving under a roof now instead of sitting at their picnic table.
if I had a different opinion based on my experience, would that factor into this?
Relative to this homeowner,
Yes,
Okay, so have you had issues with noise in the past?
Let's back up and so we all understand we're on the same point here. This is a rental home. This is not their home that they live in all the time. Okay, so since that has become the case, the policies that I understand that they rent the house at encourages, in my opinion, party type atmosphere. What concerns me is building a gazebo that will encourage more outdoor activity later into the evening.
Well, we can't deny something based on what might happen.
Okay.
We just have to find whether it's appropriate for the position.
The problem
Are
is,
you okay to build a gazebo on this property if it's a rental property? Have you spoken to the landlord?
exactly.
It's
No,
our
you-
property. It's our property.
You own the property.
Yes.
So you're not renting it, you own it.
We own it, yeah.
But they
Right.
don't.
You own
they
it,
don't
but you're renting it.
But we're renting it.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
That's
renting it
that's
out.
the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an Airbnb rental.
Yes. It is.
So as the homeowner, you want to build this gazebo for people who will be renting it.
Yes, for them and for us.
Okay.
Because we spend time in there
Okay.
too sometimes.
Well, for the peace of mind of the abutter, I agree with the chairman. I don't see how the gazebo is going to materially impact the noise or activity level, if at all. They've already got a patio there. It's being rented already. There's already noise, there's already activity. Why do you think this will exacerbate that situation?
It will encourage more late night use of the property.
Well,
The day.
that could be true if it's illuminated. Will it be illuminated inside the gazebo? Are you going to have lighting inside?
No, we have a backyard light that's,
It's there already.
yeah.
On the house.
And
Well-
how often do people rent for this short-term weekly rentals? So there's a new group every week?
So, yeah, usually weekend. For the summer, it's weekly rental.
Well, anyway, this is all very interesting, but it really doesn't,
It's not our concern.
it's not germane to why we're seated. You'd have to take it up with other town authorities, and I'm not exactly sure who that would be.
The police. if
I
there's too much
guess.
noise.
Yeah,
If there's a noise ordinance in the town, so if they're
yeah, that's
making
true.
noise beyond a certain time in the evening, I don't know what it is, 10 or 11, then you just need to call the
11.
police.
And
Have you had to call the police on any of these renters?
It has not gotten to that point.
It has not.
No.
okay. And you're very careful about who you rent to,
Oh,
correct?
right.
Say yes. Yes. Good. All right. I move to approve the application.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Yes, good.
So this doesn't demean your sense of what could happen here. It's just that this committee doesn't concern itself with that. And your recourse, unfortunately, is just to enforce the noise.
Yeah.
uh,
Complain when complaints are
ordinance.
justified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we can appreciate where you're coming from, but it just isn't our purview. All right.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good to learn. Alice, if you would sign this document, just as if you're going to make changes in the design. For example, if you suddenly get the urge to get a yellow roof instead of black, just know in advance before you spend your money on a yellow one.
We haven't fun yet.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
There are 2 more items, but we're missing someone.
You're welcome. Good luck with it.
Which one?
Isn't that the solar panel house?
No, I'm not sure.
I'm looking it up.
Okay. Bent Bluff.
See if we got here.
You mean the Tesla panels?
The next
Yeah.
item is concerned with installing 22 Solaria 400-watt solar panels on the back facing roof at 33 Bent Bluff Lane. Carol Lampson is the owner and My Generation Energy is the agent. Doesn't look like either one are here.
Yes, Abe is here from My Generation. Here he is.
Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Abe,
Hi, thank you. The application should be fairly straightforward in front of you. 22 all-black Solaria panels, as was mentioned, on the back of the house, not visible from any public way. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I drove by the location today and it's definitely, the panels on the rear definitely would not be visible.
Yep. Carol is here too. She's not in our, she hasn't been allowed in, but the owner is here. There she is. Hi, Carol.
Hello all, thank you.
Looks pretty cut and dry to me.
I agree.
Approve.
I second.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Hi.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Night.
Paint samples. Oh, here it is.
Do you sign in a different line just
Every time.
every time? You don't want to get in a rut, right?
So the next item is concerned with painting the house at 3 Lexington Lane. Jim Galsa and Coastal Light Painting is going to do the job, I guess. Hi.
What do you do in the trim?
Yes, I was gonna say,
I'm just leaving
it
the same,
One color.
gray,
you're leaving it the existing color.
seagull gray.
You're leaving the trim the existing color?
Yeah.
Because right now the trim matches the body. It's
Yeah.
all the same color, but you leave the trim the existing color and patching just the body. What about so like the corner boards, the window trim, the door trim would all remain the existing?
Yes.
And then just change to the buff for the
So
clapboards.
you've got a front door. What's over the front door?
It's like a pediment,
Pediment.
Yeah.
Okay, and is that, what color is that?
seagull gray,
Single gray. Are you going to
Leave it.
paint that?
leave
You're gonna leave that?
Yeah.
And what color is your door?
right now it's like a teal color.
What
Teal.
material is the siding?
Shingle,
Shingles.
Wood, cedar shingles?
So the
So
shingle,
at the door I'll change, I'll make it the same color as the house.
Okay,
buff
and then you'll
color.
leave the gray pediment,
Yes,
gray,
yes.
you're gonna leave that gray. Okay.
So are you calling the existing color gray?
It's seagull gray.
It's called seagull gray. It looked like taupe when I saw it today, but you call it that, whatever.
That's what, yeah.
Okay. Do you have the actual chip?
What's above it? It looks like there's something above it.
The gold eagle.
Gold eagle, okay.
It's almost like
Nice.
a,
Nice touch.
almost like a mustard color. Looks kind of like Dijon mustard.
I think it changes in the light. Yeah. It's like, there's a house on 6A
6A.
going toward,
Mhm.
It's on the left side.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love the color.
Yeah.
And that was the closest I could get.
Right.
It's a corner house.
Yeah.
That was like 15 years ago. They painted that house.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was
And it's this
had a lot of
color
this-
that you're gonna paint yours? That's the color?
similar,
Closest
The
I
house
could
on
find.
6A is that
Similar.
color?
similar to
Is
that.
it?
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
I drive that every day. I don't
It's- that's
remember. It's an
accurate.
historic color.
But what do you think
Yeah.
about the combination of the cedar buff with the
Yeah,
seagull gray trim?
Yeah, that other house is white trim, I believe.
I don't know.
The one
I
on
thought it was all the
6A.
same. I
It
don't know.
does.
I don't remember.
I mean,
like-
right now, it's all the same, right?
Yes. it's all the same.
The gray that's there now, you're calling that seagull gray?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Uh-huh.
I think he's talking about the pediment, that's seagull gray.
But he said the whole house is seagull gray.
Oh, the whole house is seagull?
That's the name. I thought it
What's
looked
the
like,
color of the pediment, did you say?
Seagull
Same.
gray.
Oh,
Same
that's-
The
color.
whole thing is
Whole thing
gray.
is-
It's different.
are you going to repaint the trim in the seagull gray or just,
No, the trim is, the house was just painted like 8 years ago. And it's already peeling off and,
8 years is a long time in the Cape.
yeah. I guess it is.
That's the problem of painting shingles.
That's right.
You really need to use
Stain.
stain,
It is a stain.
this one that you're using,
Stain.
okay. Because that'll sink in.
Yeah.
And grab the wood. So you shouldn't have a big problem.
Except you can't put stain over paint.
No, they'll have to clean it off.
So what's on the house now that's seagull gray? Is that paint or stain?
Stain.
Or is it just natural?
No,
No,
it's
it's
a stain.
stain.
It's stain, okay. Well, I move to approve.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about the color combination myself, but
I second.
All those in favor?
Did you drive this? You drove this?
I drove past the house,
Yeah,
your
with
house.
All the rhododendrons in the front and the, I think with the green and it'll sit
Yeah.
there nicely for me.
It's just hard to visualize the
Visualize,
two
yeah.
together.
I think that this color, kind of golden
Yeah.
color will look fine. And it's, as I say, very similar to the house on
Right.
6A. So we're familiar with that. But I'm pretty sure that house is white trim.
It might.
And the gray trim going with this is gonna,
I kind of, I mean, I just thought that the gray would kind of dissolve into it. I don't think it
it's
really,
probably fading
yeah.
and it's getting lighter and lighter. And so.
I personally, I think it would look better with white trim, but that's not what you're proposing.
Yeah,
So we have a motion and it's been seconded.
To approve.
All in favor? Yeah,
Aye.
motion second, aye.
I seconded.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Aye.
so you have 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what your vote was. Did you vote, Elizabeth?
She said
I
yes.
did. I said aye.
Okay,
Okay,
so,
so we got 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say no,
all right,
Okay,
just because of the grayness.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, so you've got it.
I do. Okay,
You
thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, again, you have to sign a document that says if you're gonna change it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Let us know in advance, so we don't go out and see
Let's, let's change
pink
the voice.
house. Pink houses they look fine some places. In the Caribbean, they look great.
Well, there's that salmon colored house in 6A too, that big,
Yeah.
that's a nice house.
I always remember there was a,
Did maybe on the door, but it wouldn't go with mustard. That'd be different.
there was a pink house on
I've-
Strawberry Lane, and it was up for sale for a while, and it just couldn't sell it. And somehow we got a hold of the owner, and they came in and
Okay, yeah.
got him to change the color.
Yeah,
And
we
he
thought-
painted
yeah.
the house and immediately sold it.
Because they couldn't sell it in pink.
It wouldn't
funny.
sell when it was pink. So
Interesting.
that,
Good luck.
give that to our secretary if you would. And she'll make a copy for you.
Thank you.
Is that John Nash's
Yes, I'll email you all the stuff.
two
Yes.
tabled ones?
Yep. You're welcome.
Good night. Lisa, did you hear back from any of the two tabled ones from the two previously about whether they're going to show or not?
Yep, no, I don't know.
I remember you tried to reach out to them before and couldn't.
Yeah, I did send them emails. So I
didn't hear
mean,
back
they-
from them?
No, but yeah, I'm hoping that they, especially with all the meetings that there've been about Solar Wolf, that, you know, apparently they still
I
want.
stepped away, but John Nash did chat that he thinks he sorted out his technical difficulty. We tabled him earlier tonight.
Yeah, we'll pick him up then.
There he is.
Hello.
Hi, John. I don't think you're up at bat, but at least we can hear you.
Yeah, I apologize. I spend most of my days on Zoom calls and we get lots of feedback and I use my phone. So I had actually disengaged my speaker in my computer.
Gotcha.
Fine.
Well, stand down for the time being.
So do we want to untable him since he's here?
No, he's not, well, I think we wait till the end of the meeting.
Wait till
That
the
was- we
Yeah.
won't go much longer, hopefully.
Right.
Okay. Now, there are two things that were tabled at the last meeting and we need to take them off table. First one is concerned with solar wolf panels at 58 Lookout Road.
I move to untable 22-A054.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Hi.
So now we can consider it. There was 35 roof-mounted solar panels.
There is nobody here from George Bell, the owner, and of course, Solar Wolf is not here. It is visible. It's
Yeah,
black shingles. I don't know how we want to deal with the slight visibility on the black shingles, but
I think this should be denied.
okay.
No,
The back of the house? I drew by there last
Or
time.
no, it's on the, it's
Could
not
it
on
be
the.
tabled pending a revised, our receipt of a revised plan that would remove the shingles in area 2, which are the ones that are visible? Yeah. And this is marsh
I think
back
it's a
here.
moot point.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can
it's on the
reapply.
marsh.
Okay.
Yeah, under the circumstances, I think the best thing to do from a technical, legal point of view is to deny. And it would be denied lots of visibility from the road.
And then they can resubmit.
Yeah, eventually they may put higher power ones and put them just on the back, and it would give them satisfactory power, period. So could change a lot. All right, so this is
We have a motion.
So table it again?
No, we're moving
Deny.
to deny.
No, All in favor of
Oh,
denying?
wait, we haven't even had.
Let's make a motion.
who's moved.
We haven't made a motion.
You did.
I'll move to deny.
We have to say why we're denying in the
Yeah, you
motion.
will.
Visible.
Yeah. All right, I'll second it.
Okay, then all in favor?
Aye.
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 Indeed.
Move to untable 15 Old Seder Lane, 22A057.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Is anyone here from, is the owner here?
I'm sorry.
Is the owner here? No, there's online or anything.
No, there's nobody else waiting.
So this was 2 weeks ago. We had this on the agenda, correct?
Yeah.
And I was looking at my notes from when I drove by and looked at it, and North Dennis Road runs beyond along the back of the home, and you can clearly see the roof from the North Dennis Road. That's what I had in my notes from last meeting.
And I agree with you, except there's a house right next to it that also has solar panels. That you see.
A roof.
Yeah. And this is verges on an industrial area. The next, you go over the bridge and you're at the highway. So for my money, there's no reason to deny a house when they have solar panels on the house right next door. I don't know why they were approved earlier, but I think the precedent, and maybe that doesn't carry any weight, but I think it should. This is just, they're doing what their neighbors did. And as I say, it's literally a stone's throw from where the dividing line is to say, oh, this is historic, or oh, this isn't historic.
Just for the sake of argument,
Yeah.
once again, on the subject of precedent,
Yep.
I have been advised by our lawyer that we are not compelled to follow precedent.
Correct.
Application is to be considered individually on its own merits. And I'll just throw that out for what it's worth.
Okay,
Right.
I'll tell you, I was on the board, of course, when the house next door was given an okay. And we had no problem with it because you really don't see it. It drops down right at the edge of the road. It drops off like a cliff. And if you're driving along there, you don't look to the side or anything because, first of all, you just got onto North Dennis Road and there's a road comes up around the Cranberry Bog, and there's that intersection. Then you're looking forward to the intersection for Cranberry Lane, and the turn that you have to slow down to 25. So you never even see any of the houses down there because you can't safely go through there and look. And so the house, there's a lot of trees there too. And granted, they're not evergreens, but there's enough of them that it's hard to see the house. And this house is right next to it. It's the same problem. You can't see it. You have to drive with your eyes on the road. So we approved it, that other house.
So,
I had no problem with the.
so
approving this
Cindy,
one.
you have a contrary opinion about the visibility?
I assume you're probably driving fairly quickly down North Dennis Road. I guess if we were to vote on this tonight, we tabled it last meeting because they weren't here. Would we have a different approach? As again, they're still not here?
I think we are having a different approach. We sort of set a last 2 weeks ago at the last meeting, even though we didn't have representatives, we ruled on the projects based on their merit. And so that's why I think tonight we could take this project as we did just now with the previous project and rule on it for its merit. Because what we're hoping is that these projects are going to go forward as they are designed right now with a different developer. So this is one way to help these people move forward, if it's appropriate, if the design is appropriate.
It may be more helpful to deny it because they may be more apt to get the money back. Because
There's no guarantee they're going to get their money back, Richard.
Solar Wolf knew that it's in the historic district and that they would have to get it approved here. And they would have shown up if they were still in business and given proper arguments as to why it's a good deal for everybody, but they're not. And who knows what's going to happen. So again, I would, as we did on the previous one for Lookout, I would myself vote to deny on this.
And I would point out that there may be an intervention with another developer. And if that goes forward with a class action effort, then these people get excluded because they weren't approved. So there's taking that stand may not be as helpful as you think it will be. It may actually mean that they can't go forward with the group that have approval.
I'm wondering if if this issue of whether or not they get reimbursed is even relevant to
It
what
isn't.
needed
Yeah,
here.
It's not.
it's
So
not.
I don't know that we can deny it on that basis.
Right.
We'd
I
have-
think we need to judge it based on its merit.
We'd have to have, the basis would have to be something consistent with the
I
bulletin.
think we, heretofore, we've been, if people haven't been here, tonight, we okayed things based on the fact that Solar Wolf is not part of this equation, but the person was here. I don't think we should be making judgments on applications where the applicant is not here.
We did 2 weeks ago.
It should be an automatic that if nobody shows up, if nobody speaks to it, it gets denied.
Hmm. Is that in the bulletin? Is it? Okay, it's in the bulletin
What was that?
that if the applicant doesn't show up or the applicant's representative doesn't show up, it's an automatic denial.
Oh, it is, or not just tabled?
I defer
Okay.
to Chairman on that.
We did approve something 2 weeks ago without anybody here, but there wasn't as much question about it. So I defer to the chair.
Okay, so.
All right.
I move to deny it.
Second,
All those in favor of denial?
aye.
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 Nay.
Now we'll have to. put
All
that
right,
in
so
one. We have one on the
we have to
table.
untable the,
Mr. Jordan is here.
yeah.
John Nash.
So I move to untable application 22-A061.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Before we get too far ahead of ourselves.
Okay. So is the applicant for
Yeah,
for 964 Route 6A on now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jan.
all right.
I only had one question, and that is, what color will the shutters be?
The committee approved last year black,
Oh, good. Okay.
and the door is a burgundy.
Oh,
And the house was
This,
in 1994, right?
yes. Yeah, this was actually, ironically, I submitted this last year, but during COVID, we got short circuited just to the color of the front of the house.
What in this application is not what could be considered like for like?
The 6/6 is virtually the same. The window material is obviously different, and the color of the window sashes and frames would be different. The trim would be ASAC versus wood. And some of it's actually aluminum right now.
From a design point of view, what if anything is different? Just the casement window with
It would be the casement window in the rear of the house that you can't see from the right of way. You can see it from the private driveway. And that would be converted to a sliding window. And then the rear entry door, which you can't see from 6A, would go to a full view. Everything else stays the same.
everything else is essentially like for like.
Correct.
Okay.
So John, you're proposing that you install nude main entry doors in black, or am I confused?
So that would be the rear entry door would be black, and
Okay.
the rear slider would be black. The front entry door has to be the burgundy, which was previously approved.
So John, you already have a slider on your deck. There's a sliding window casement, I guess, next to it. Is that what, are you taking that out and putting another slider in?
No, the slider is being replaced with a new slider, and the casement window, which is to the left of that, gets replaced with a sliding window.
The sliding
There'll be a patio out there, and I don't want anybody hitting their head on a casement window.
So John, it's the same shape and size, just slides instead of cranks.
Correct, and correct.
So are all the windows going to be black? Are you replacing them all? So they'll all be consistent?
Yes, and they'll all have the 6/6 grills,
But
with
they'll
the
all be
exception of the slider
And they'll
in the
all be
kitchen.
black.
Yep, and the trim will be white ASIC.
And you said the shutters are going to be black?
That's correct. So when you look at the front of the house, the clapboard would be white. The front door would be burgundy. The window trim would be white. The corner boards would be white. The gutters would be white. The window frame and the grills would be black, along with the shutters being black and the front door being burgundy.
So basically all black and white aside from the front door.
That's correct.
Got it. Thank you.
And the garage door would stay white.
That looks fine. I have no problem.
I think it's,
I'll move to approve.
I think it's fine.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I appreciate your patience with my computer problems.
Thanks, John.
Thanks for hanging around, John.
Have a good one.
You go. Cindy.
I like the color it is now, but.
It does, doesn't it? Different style.
A lot of time before trying to peel. I'm getting old.
We're all getting old, Richard. I got news for you. Let me try.
Can't do it
No.
Okay, now we had minutes of the meeting was sent out and everyone had a chance to review that. Any changes?
I gave
necessary?
Lisa one or two changes.
I gave a change.
Yes,
Yeah.
they've all been.
Everyone is happy with that? Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Good. Thank you.
Ain't we got fun?
Good.
A little discombobulated.
Okay. Well, what else is going on? Tomorrow, I'll have the appeal for the Brewster House solar panels. And luckily, I'm not chairing that, as far as I know. So I'm vice chair, and hopefully Bill will be there.
Richard, I was going to attend, but as I am COVID infected, is there a chance to be to remote in on that one?
No, we don't do remotes on that at all.
Oh, sorry, you have COVID, Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually, you know, they're handled by lawyers, and the lawyers show up, and the homeowner is there, and it's a big gathering.
Do they record the meeting? Video record?
No,
Mm.
we have a tape recorder, so a record is made, and then it's written up,
Uh-huh.
you know, pretty close to verbal.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm interested in, I mean, beyond what's going on in Brewster, forgive me, Rob, I think I just stepped on you, but is the discussion about a potential exemption for the bulletin.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be addressed at all tomorrow, actually.
Okay, good.
And if it were, just some highlights might appear on the record,
Mhm.
but not a detail. So anyway, it could be a fast meeting, could be a slow meeting. I don't know tomorrow. We'll see.
Mhm.
Nothing else. We've been getting quite a few little like-for-like things coming through the office and my office. And so we've been pretty busy. And I think that's a sign of the times, it's heating up, we're getting into summertime and people want to do more painting, changing roof colors and whatever. Although actually most of the roofs are like for like on that too. They're just going to a better grade of shingle.
So curious about a fence that was erected on 6A.
4-foot fence?
I saw that today. I drove by there.
They applied for an exemption on that?
No, they applied for a fence like they built and it was denied. And I think we told them if we would approve of anything, it would be like a split rail fence with roses climbing on it or something like that. And they put up a 6-foot stockade fence. I think it goes all the way.
Not 6.
No,
I
no,
think
not
it's
that one.
4. Are you talking about the 4-foot one on the corner of Mill Lane?
No,
Yes.
that's different.
Yes, that's
That's
what I'm
what she's
talking about. That's
talking
what
about.
she's
That
talking,
one.
yes, yes, yes.
That I got hurt.
Was there an
What I'm
exemption?
thinking of is on Union.
No, I'm talking about the one on the corner of Mill.
Okay,
6A.
we're going to send them a letter because they were in violation. They had
It was supposed to be
no
4
business
feet,
putting
right?
fences
Is
there.
4 feet the height for front fences?
Typically, yeah, but it depends on the application, That house really stands out. And I don't think it lends itself to putting fences anywhere.
It looks terrible.
It's very conspicuous.
Yeah, and so we're going to send a letter of violation and tell them they've got to come before the board, the committee, to get an application looked at. But they've got to first.
They just matched it to the fence they have in their side yard for a kid's playground or something. The same fence is on the side yard.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they just did the same thing.
They have 2 small kids.
Yeah.
Well, there's another one coming up. They attempted to go with a not so visible. That's on Uncle Jimmy's Lane. It's a corner house.
It's the extension of Aunt Doris.
It's on the corner of Setauket. And they wanted to revamp the deck, make it a little bigger and change there is a deck there now, but they would enlarge it and change the arrangement of the staircase. But it turns out, I'm used to doing it because they're on the back of the house and you have to be in the woods to approach it, to see it. This one is right there. 1,000 cars a day go right by it and it's visible. So it should get approved. It should get, proper attention and proper diagrams and everything to come before us. The other problem with that house is that about 2 years ago, they put a fence in the front of the house, which is, I think it's a 4-foot fence. But it was so that they could use the front yard as a backyard and have like kids jumping on a bouncer or something and like a little playground and enclosing that. And it comes out practically to the road and then parallels to the road and then goes up toward the front door, as I remember. At one time I took pictures of it and gave them to Beth. I think she was still here then.
So that
And
was
so-
okay.
No, it wasn't.
Well, it wasn't.
They
So
never
they're in
got
violation
approval for
too.
that. So as long as they're coming in about the deck, we can address the fence.
How do we feel about the tree house?
I was just going to ask that. The tree house in the
Once it
corner of
turns-
Wharf and
once the
6A.
Once the wood fades.
I'm thinking if they paint it green, like a forest green or
Or
something.
gray like the tree. I
Maybe.
mean, I think it's a great looking tree house, but the fact that they put it up without
Yeah.
requesting
It's
approval.
too bright.
It'll people think that those kinds of things, they don't need to get permission.
Yeah.
I think they just do. it.
Yeah.
Can't blame them. It's not a big deal. I think it looks okay. It's kind of a nice tree house.
But it's on 6A.
You
So-
should,
What's in
you
the
should
back?
write them up. for
And it is a historic
violation.
house.
Oh, very, very historic house.
So it should be written up as a violation.
So who does that?
Congratulations.
I need the address or I can't do it.
I'll get it for you.
Yeah, it's a form letter, pretty much, which, it changes in the part where it talks about a tree house as opposed to a XYZ.
The house is on the northeast corner of Wharf and 6A.
Yes.
That's the house. I don't know the address, but that's where it is.
I got it for you right here. Oh, that's your house,
What do you-
wrong end.
What are you looking it up? What are you looking it up under?
Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
We covered quite a few.
I move to adjourn.
Let's get a hot date.
I'll second.
In favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, aye, aye.
How much longer you have to stay confined?
Well, until I test negative.
Negative.
So my husband and I both got it, so. I think it's another couple days. We both feel lousy, so till we feel better, we won't even bother testing. We did test, that's how we know. And came up positive, but now we'll wait a couple days and then we'll test again.
So
It's not terrible. I have to tell you, this new strain is like a bad cold.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may depend on your age too. I think the pastor at our church, St. Pius, caught it.
Yeah. Well, George is 77, and so with a lot of medical complications, and he's surviving it just fine. So it is a milder variety that's going around.
So, Mr. Chairman, are we entitled to have a little discussion about these exempt areas, or is that a violation of the open meeting law if we talk about that?
Be a violation, but I can tell you to go look it up in the bulletin.
Yeah, I just am curious about Dennis.
Sorry.
That's-
Dennis went before the,
Oh, so there is a process.
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe we should have it on the agenda and have a discussion.
Well, it's in there, what you have to do to get
Okay.
an exempt area.
I just, my opinion, speaking for myself, not a violation of the open meeting law. I think we should pursue that.
I do too. Thanks, Rob.
So we get it cleared up, cleaned up.
As Richard Gegenworth once famously said, if we don't take care of it, Senator Sears' office is going to take care of it, and it'll be a bigger pill.
Okay.
On that note, this pill will say goodnight.
Feel better, Liz.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well.
Thank you.